and then just make some intro. So what I wanted to do actually, because now I wanted to share my tree actually to see the structure, because like basically Paco, he's like under like me with like a bunch of other leaders that are here to actually just grow the business, basically really, really grow it. And that's why I wanted to do this call, and to actually like for them to ask any questions they have about the compensation plan, about the strategy, and perhaps to hear about both of your experiences, briefly, to give them like a solid, inspiration to kind of see examples, tangible examples of what's possible, because some of them have already previous experience in network marketing, but with different models, different compensation plans, and all of them are professional closers. So like, but they have been like basically closing in other like, business models and so on, real estate and different other places. And so I wanted to see a little bit, after we'll share the recording as well. Maybe make an intro of both of you, and to share examples of like, hey, this is how long I've been in Healy, like how much money I make, like how I got here maybe. And then kind of, I mean, I can show my tree and explain a little bit, about them and like their profile and like what would be the best strategy for them. And then maybe Q&A, like questions, and answers. Like that's what I had noted. So yeah. And Paco, you follow. So more or less, right? And otherwise, when needed, I will translate basically, and then discuss all of this with the whole team. Basically, there's one that is on his way. Paul is on his way anyway. He said in the group. So and he speaks perfect English. So I guess just like we can get started, and then just like they catch, whenever they join. Sarah, if you have to go, maybe you want to go first. Maybe
okay.
saying something about your background and so on.
Yeah. Do you want to do like a little intro, Alix, of me and Peter, and then
Sure.
I'll take it from there.
Okay. Sarah has been in network marketing I'm starting to learn this by heart. After all the intros, has been in network marketing since for 7 years, right? That's correct. And you have made multiple millions in network marketing, and you have been in Healy for I think, I don't know, like maybe 2 years now, something like that.
1 year.
1 year. And you've built a high-performing team, beautiful team in Healy. And Sarah, you've been helping me so much, supporting me so much within Healy with all these guidance and all these tips. And it's just really precious, this network marketing, background that you have. So I'm really, really grateful. And yeah, so that's very roughly.
Awesome. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Alix, for bringing us here and bringing us together. And you know that not everyone's on the call right now, but yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about who I am and my role in this experience that all of you are stepping into. So I'm a mother of 4. I first came into network marketing 7 years ago. I was at that point I had never been in business. I was a massage therapist, body worker living in Kauai. And I was just, very living like day to day. Like I didn't have any savings. I was really seeing how like the model that I was using to work, just working on one person at a time, was bringing me to a dead end financially. And so in that time, I really made a decision that I wanted to create another relationship with money and to work with money in a different way and to change my life financially. And so network marketing came into my life at that point, right after I had gotten really clear on what I wanted to be experiencing, which was to have time freedom, to be with my family first and foremost, while I had money coming in while I was sleeping. And it was really, really, really important to me that I wasn't just like continuing to work hard forever, but for more money each hour or for more money each sale, that I wanted to really move into a whole different model. So when I had gotten clear on what I wanted to be feeling and experiencing my life, network marketing came in, and I met a woman who was making $20,000 a month she was living the life, you know, for me as a mom, this was the life that my dream life, which was she had retired her husband. She was making $20,000 a month, residual, consistent. She was working 3 hours a day. And the rest of the time, her family was just able to be together and like do whatever they wanted with their time. And for me, that was the vision, and that has always been the vision that's brought me here, is time freedom. Like, like having like the money is like, you know, the money means nothing to me if I have to work all day, every day to have it. Like for me, the money, like I want to be able to enjoy it. So 7 years ago, I joined a company that isn't Healy, another company, which was like a supplement, like organic cleanses and green shakes and stuff. And within that company, by the time I was 3 years in, I had made my first $1 million as like a, you know, non-business oriented, non-business background. Like I was a social worker, a massage therapist. Like I didn't have, you know, I definitely was not any kind of professional closer. I had never studied sales or anything. And so by the time, so the first 3 years added up to $1 million. And since then, I probably made at least another $3 million in the last 4 years.
Just with
and
right?
just with that. And so I just kind of wanted to give like a little bit of a picture of what makes this different, and of how I did that, and of how now, so that was within a whole nother company. I built the company, I built my business. And now in that company, I have multiple people who are making multiple 6 figures a year. They're running their own businesses. They're doing their thing. They have lots and lots of people that are working with them that all know what to do and how to do it. And now at this point in that business, I've retired and I'm still making $500,000 a year without working it. I work like 1 or 2 hours a week with that other business. And that gave me like this time, you know, like I was like, oh, I'm here in Uruguay. I moved down to South America. Like I retired my husband. Like I have all the time in the world to do whatever I want. And then I found Healy. And I said, I want to build another business. Like now I have all this time, and I just got really inspired by what's happening with Healy and by the trajectory that the company is on, and by the, you know, the just like the incredible niche that this product fits into. I mean, I just love how current it is. Like 7 years ago, everyone was talking about green drinks and cleanses, and now now currently everyone is talking about energy, frequency. Tesla is huge. Like all of these concepts, all of this, you know, the metaverse, like all these things are really front and center, I feel like, culturally and globally. And so 1 year ago, I bought a Healy, and I just very, very, very lightly like started sharing with people. The first woman that I enrolled a week after I bought my Healy completely blew up her business. And oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you want to mute Alik. Welcome everybody. I'm seeing some new faces here. Hey David, Paul, bienvenidos al Zoom.
Thank you so much.
I'm just telling, nice to meet you too. I'm just kind of just introing myself and sharing a little bit about what's happening here. And so Healy for me, so within this past year of Healy, you know, I've, with barely doing anything, created another 6-figure a year business. And now I'm just starting to like put more energy towards this and to create and to build. And that's really what I've been doing, is mentoring Alix quite closely to support her to now get into her, you know, 10,000 and above months, like right away. Cause I've done that with one leg, and now I'm reaching down in and doing that with Alix. So I have a lot of experience with supporting, like one of the things about network marketing that's really different from sales, regular sales, is that you can receive commissions ongoing long term without you personally having to make the sale. And that's what's called leverage. So that means that you can put energy into this business now, and really that energy is going to go into teaching other people how to do the business, mentoring them, teaching them, shaping your team. And then at a certain point, you can completely step away if you have a well-trained team, and then you'll just continue to create and receive residual income long-term. And it can be like legacy money, like huge money. There's no ceiling in this industry. And actually, Taryn, who you'll meet at some point, she started making $100,000 months within 9 months of starting her business with Healy. I mean, she hit it, you know, she was like, boom, like this is what I'm doing. I'm launching Australia, but there's a lot of, there's just sort of like this infinite opening to create as much income as you desire. And the difference from traditional business is that you can build something that pays you in time as well. Like that you can literally like create a residual income stream that just pays you long term. And so that's where I am. And I just want to give you guys like a little kind of picture of how I did it, like how I created a $500,000 a year residual income stream that I don't have to work on at all. And I think you guys have already kind of gotten this picture, this message, but it's really about leadership. It's about our own leadership, but it's also about becoming like a talent scout and finding other people who understand money, understand business, have a vision to create something powerful. They don't have to be great at sales yet. Like I had no sales experience, but I had a great network, you know, people who have great contacts, who are trustworthy, you know, who have like a certain element of like intelligence and being able to move through things with power, and you know, and also people who want to change their lives financially and who want to, like Alix is a great example, who has a successful business and sees the power and the like the necessity to create an income stream in her life that is not based solely on her own energy, her own like input of energy, that there can be more that can come back from what we're putting in. So I'm going to go ahead and pause there and pass it over back to Alix. And I know some of you guys just came in the middle, but it's really a pleasure to be here. And I also just wanted to let you know and to share that the mentorship that comes along with this, like there will be things that are very different feeling from how maybe you've already been approaching your current businesses. And that's what Peter and I are really here to support you to effectively and efficiently be able to apply the skill sets that you have to this model to create what you want. So that this is part of like, we have a system here that you can put your energy through, and it's like using the system is really helpful, because I know that you guys are all very, very, very good at what you do and understand sales and how to close. And so there's going to be some ways that we're going to be able to support you to strategize how to use your energy in a smart way and really leverage what we've got going on here. So yeah, so that's my share from the back of my car as I'm on this spontaneous trip to renew my passport. I might actually be in Europe this summer if I can get my passport renewed in time, and maybe I'll get to meet you guys. But until then, I'm going to pass it back to Alix and we'll go from there.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. Even in the middle of a road trip that was not planned, but you're still here, so I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for sharing your journey. I think that here everyone. So I'm not sure about David. If you have like experience in network marketing, I don't think so, right? It's like other types of sales, right, David? Tú tienes experiencia en redes, ¿no? O sea, en otros tipos de negocios. Espera, ¿estás en mute?
For sure, for sure. But it depends. What do you think exactly?
So it's a different. I think it's really important to like. I think for this team to actually like understand the difference between selling, because everyone here is a professional seller, but in different areas basically, and to understand the difference with network marketing to build like a strong team basically, right? And like strategically. So now just for like the background for you, for Peter, so that I pass it over to you. I think that, so like for me, I have like Paul, he's my cousin, so he's right under me. And then under Paul, there is Paco. And then under Paco, there is you, David, and then a few more, right? And so like now they are basically like between them, like a community of professional closers, basically, that want to like generate an additional income stream, that already have connected to Healy. So Paco and Paul use it now daily, the Healy, it's like, it's part of their routine. And so they are bringing other people like under them, basically, to build like a strong, like they are building it like this right now, like one under the other to like, yeah, it's there, it just arrived, great. Perfect. And to really kind of like, strengthen at least one leg, and so that, they all add other legs. Like, I don't know if like, you have seen like the strategy before, but like, this is what they are doing basically, but they are really, really like highly motivated to bring volume. And I think we're all on the same leg, right? Like Peter, and then Sarah, and then me, right? So it's like, yeah, I really am personally, I'm very, very motivated to also like, increase like as much volume as possible. So that's why we're here, so that, at least they see, like, maybe they hear the most important things that they need to hear right now, because it's the beginning, but to strategically continue building. So now, like, there's a line, but kind of like build a strong team. Like they will start like, bringing ideally other people in, influencers, things like that. Each one of them has a very strong network. So this is the idea basically to build. And Peter, I talked about you as well to the team, because you shared a lot of like details already with me, which was really helpful. And you shared like your legs and your points, and like if basically our leg is strengthened, like, your income can grow a lot, right? So we would love to hear perhaps like what you feel is most useful for them to hear at these points, for them to actually build a solid foundation, for the next steps.
Okay, well, firstly, thanks for having me here. Great to connect with everyone here. And just a little bit about myself. I won't bore you with too much, but much like Sarah, I've been in network marketing, multi-level marketing for about 7 years as well. I haven't been with just one company. I have been with a few. And much like Sarah as well, like it's a similar story. I was in a job in corporate, climbed the corporate ladder of success, and I did realize that that wasn't for me. And I started to really look outside the box and wanted this freedom, choice, lifestyle, and income to give me more choices. I ultimately have one goal in life: to do what I want, where I want, with who I want. And the more funds, the more money allows me to fulfill that dream, that goal. But yeah, I started also looking outside of, the job sort of industry. And then, I found network marketing. And for me, and there was a saying, in network marketing, when you understand the power of network marketing and the compensation plan, you won't be able to sleep. And Sarah touched on it, it's the leverage aspect. When you get that, like everything I do now is always affiliate. Anything I get into or anything I do, I found out how I can make more money by sharing it if I like it. Doesn't matter if it's a product or a service, anything I get into, I've realized the power of this model of sharing. I mean, we do that all the time anyway. But yeah, I realized that it's an incredible leverage where, for example, I referred about 45 people to Healy yet I'm earning a residual income while I sleep on about 30,000 people. Now, this is the power. If you get this, it's unbeatable. Also, it's risk-free, right? You can't go bankrupt. You can't lose. You can't fail at this. Literally cannot fail, because all we do is share Healy, share the opportunity, share the product. And that's all we do is put in the time, and we can create a multiple six-figure income or seven-figure income a year while we sleep. And this is the power of that leverage aspect. And yeah, it is by far the best industry. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on educating myself, been to endless seminars, listening to endless millionaires, how to create an incredible income. And statistically as well, you know, real estate, property has created the most millionaires on the planet. After that, it's this industry. So statistically, if you want, you know, to be in that 0.01% of the world's people that are making, you know, this incredible large income, risk-free, you know, starting with nothing, where you just purchase a product to use on your personal benefit, yet you have the opportunity to create multiple six-figure income while you sleep. It's just literally unbeatable to anything else you can do. So yeah, I'm very passionate about the industry. And then Healy itself, I mean, I've been with supplement companies, network marketing companies, much like Sarah, but Healy is something that, like Sarah said as well, it is today, right? We are evolving. Humanity is evolving. We're realizing that everything in existence, which quantum physics has actually scientifically proven, is, you know, down to frequencies, energy. And this is the next phase of, you know, technology and humanity using this modality, these products, this technology to improve all areas of life, right? And so it's not another pill, potion, cream, lotion, as I say it. It is something that is still relatively evolutionary and revolutionary, and not much competition, not even in the industry, but outside of the network marketing industry. So this is an opportunity that doesn't come along every day. It's like 20, 30 years, you get something like this to be with one of the first. And so that's a little bit about myself, about Healy. Now, with strategies, I mean, what we've got to be mindful of is that what we're doing here is, doesn't matter how good you personally are at selling, at closing, at all that, you don't actually have to be good at that, to be quite honest. You just have to find the right people that can do that. And also, with you being great at selling and closing, that's a great skill that will obviously help you, definitely. And if you can teach that, it will help you. But it's ultimately about finding people that are hungry, as I say it, hungry for improving their life, making change in their life. You know, Sarah said as well, like, she wanted to retire her husband. She wanted, you know, that lifestyle of freedom and choice, and me as well. I was hungry. And when I found the vehicle, I got to work. And so you got to find these people that are hungry, that see that this is an incredible vehicle, an incredible opportunity, and then just support them with what they need. And that's how you get to the huge 6-7 figure incomes. Now, I mean, that's ultimately the strategy, is just find like-minded people that are hungry, that want to, you know, create a residual 6-7 figure income while they sleep, using the power of leverage. Now, as far as building teams and how you would, I suppose, place people in the binary. Now, that's another thing that I'm not sure if you guys fully understand the compensation plan, but I am right now building a full training, and I'm going to explain everything, and I'm going to break down the full comp plan, and it's going to be an easy shareable video. But ultimately, you know, what we want to try and do in placing people just in the binary is try and maybe connect people that you want to be financially connected. So for example, right now, out of everyone here, the 6 people, I'm up here. Sarah is under me in the binary. And then I think, Alex, you're under that, and then so on and so on. So we're all financially linked, right, on that same binary leg. Now, the amazing thing about that is that I'm incentivized and I'm here to help all of you reach whatever level of success you want. 5 figures a month, 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month. I'm here to do anything and everything I can to get you there, because that ultimately also helps me. So that's the beauty of this industry, is that it's about working together. It's a team effort. It's a collaborative effort, unlike other things out there, which generally everyone's for themselves and doesn't really give a crap about, you know, others. So, you know, that's the only, I suppose, thing to keep in mind is when you're placing people in the binary on the left or the right, do you want to have them linked with certain people? Maybe they have the same network, right? If you have very close friends, you want them to be financially linked. If they're in a same geographical area, like maybe the same country, it's a good idea to, again, financially link them, because they can maybe hold live events together. And so, you know, the person that is above is incentivized to help the person below, because everything they do helps them. So they work together. So that's ultimately the only sort of strategy that you need to consider when you're building your dual or your binary left and right tree. Other than that, it's ultimately about finding as many people as you can, one, to purchase the product, or ultimately to find those people that are more interested in the incredible opportunity and the vehicle. But a product user can always turn into a business builder. And that just happens naturally, because they get the product, they have a life-changing testimonial, or they realize this is something incredible. And even if they say not interested right now in the business, as some people you may find will, down the track, also things are changing all the time, right? They might lose their job, or they're sick of their business where they're working 80 hours a week and don't have any quality time with their family and friends, a lot of stress. You might show them, well, here, you can build this, and then you can be like Sarah, working 1 or 2 hours a week or a day and make money while you sleep. And that's what I've done as well. You know, I stepped away from Healy for a few months. And yeah, I was still making money while sleeping. Last month, $32,000. And that's the beauty of this industry, that once you build it, it can pay you for life. And yeah, so let's get into anything that you guys want to know directly, you want answered. I hope that answered a little bit about the strategy. I mean, other than that, you know, like I said, the binary placement, left or the right, considering having people financially working together on the same leg. It's just about finding as many people that have the skills, the drive, the hunger for this incredible opportunity, this vehicle, the vision.
Right. Hi, well, my name is Paul. I didn't introduce myself. I was in another meeting, sorry for that, but I was listening to you. Me, I have a few questions. They are like not in order, but I don't know. They're like something that I feel like typing down here. I know you talk about this, but if I ask you like, what's the best strategy like that we can do now? Because me, Paco, David, and then another one, we like decided to get into Healy like as a team, and we're trying to think like what's the best strategy that will take us the less time and we will make the maximum, you know, benefit, like profit. What I don't know what's the recommendation or the tip you would give to us for this strategy, like this top strategy, let's say.
I mean, the strategy to get to 5-6 figure incomes is finding finding people that would explode and grow your team and organization very quickly. Now, they are leaders or experienced people in the industry, like myself or Sarah. So, you know, people like that have been in the industry and understand the industry, have the network already or have built a large network in other companies. So someone like that, also someone that has a very large reach, right? They have a large network. They have the capacity to quickly get the information in front of a lot of people, right? So someone on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all these things where they've got hundreds of thousands of followers, right? They do one post potentially. So if you want to quickly grow your business and your income, the way is to find leaders, to find those people that can get a lot of sales very quickly, but can also get a lot of, you know, business builders or other leaders, right? Because ultimately, you're not going to make 5, 6, 7-figure incomes by what you directly sell, right? That's unless you start selling 1,000 Healys a month, it's just not going to happen. And that's the beauty of this industry, is that you don't have to do all that. Like I said, I introduced about 45 people to Healy. Only about 35 really purchased the Healy, to be honest, because I got in so early that I was just signing up people, putting them in. But out of that 35, ultimately about 3 people are doing the business. And 2 of my biggest leaders are from the industry, right? I met them in other companies. So it was very easy. I just shared it with them and they got to work straight away. They recognize this is an incredible opportunity. So if you want the strategy, it's finding those people that you don't really need to help a lot. They'll get it very quickly and they'll get to work very quickly. And then, yes, you do support them. But, you know, if you find people that have never done this or are very new to the industry, they're going to need a lot of mentoring, helping, guidance, coaching. And so that's obviously going to take some time.
Yeah. I mean, like if now we look like in the social networks, like here in like social media here in Spain, no, I think like pretty quickly we can find or we can know which people would help us to get like this much people. But the thing is, how do we get to him? Like how can we contact him? Like what's the best way? I don't know, to talk with these possible leaders that I don't know, that by our message they will get into this product, into Healy, and they will start like, I don't know, selling or sharing this product to their community. The thing is like, what's the best way to do it? What tools we have? What I don't know, what messages or what's the best way? Because usually these people, they don't have like a lot of time. You contact with them like through, I don't know, through Instagram, or you contact with them through LinkedIn. And what's the message, like what's the best way to get their little time that they have in order that they will listen what we say, and they will pay us like the attention we need in order to explain them about this product and about the business compensation.
So I'd like to jump in here and say that nice to meet you, Paul. Welcome.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you.
And to say that, you know, there's really 2 things that we do within Healy. One is we sell Healys. We sell the product. The other is we sell the business. We sell the opportunity. So in terms of like, who are the people? How do we help people see the vision of the business and then take their network and like put the, you know, get Healys into the hands of their network? So I think the very first thing, and you guys probably understand this, well, there's a couple layers. Number one, the people that you know, your warm market is going to be the easiest place to start.
Yes, that's what we're doing now.
Right, exactly. And so starting there and then helping your warm market like start to identify their warm market and their top leads. Sorry, there's traffic outside my mobile office. So okay. Really starting to like strategize, and that's how we start to create this duplication where it's not just you going out there and like cold calling 1 million people and 1 million influencers. That there's almost more leverage in you getting into the community and getting into the warm market and helping your people identify and work with and like, get into the warm markets of your organization first. Then, so that you're starting to already create structure, you're already starting to already have your people creating sales and then their people having sales. Like that's the thing that we want to do first, is create like a cascade of people creating income right away. Right. So that's kind of the foundational piece. And I know you guys are already doing that and you have like this beautiful community and you're all coming in here. So really kind of getting together and like getting into the people that you already know is going to be step one. In terms of, influencers, like cold market, like
exactly, because that's the main point, to contact like one top influencer who is gonna get us like a very strong leg. That's I think that's the point, right?
Yeah. And so, but that influencer might come. I mean, I'll just say, like, I'm the top income earner in another company. I became the top person in a whole nother company in 5 years of doing this business. And I was not an influencer. I had no, I had no Instagram. I had a small Facebook, but I was hungry as hell. And I got in there and I just, I had really great contacts that were influencers that were, so it's like, I think there's sometimes this idea that, oh, if I just get that one influencer with 1 million followers, it's going to explode my business. What I've seen, I mean, yes, like that is one of the strategies that you're going to use. When it's cold market, typically you're going to have to send a lot of messages to a lot of people before you're going to get someone that's like, okay, yeah, like tell me more. And we can help you craft those messages, like how you're going to reach out. Cause yeah, I mean, most influencers are getting hit up all the time by people who want them.
Exactly. Yeah.
To market their stuff.
That's the thing.
Right. And so we can help you craft messages. I mean, some of the things that I will say is, like, usually I'll bring in, I mean, and you guys probably know all these sales strategies, but like compliment them, tell them how I really appreciate what they're sharing, and then ask them questions. Like, I'm curious, are you currently monetizing your social media? Are you interested in, like, are you aligned with quantum frequencies? Just ask them a few questions and then say, I have something that I'd love to share with you. If you're interested in like creating a massive impact and an income with your social media. I mean, we can help you like write those messages.
Yeah, that's so, it will be nice to have it.
Great. Yeah. So definitely like we can help you craft those. Also, I did want to say that, and I think Alix might have mentioned this, but we're currently in process of launching Mexico and then getting into South America from there. And so if one thing to have in your back pocket is anyone, like, to kind of put that on your whiteboard, like Mexico, like who do you know in Mexico, who has contacts in Mexico, even thinking about perhaps like going down there at some point and doing some events. There's a top leader, Max, who makes I think over $200,000 a month right now with Healy, and he's really leaning into Mexico a lot right now. And because you guys are Spanish speaking, that's like a really, like, if you get the right people going on in Mexico and help launch that country, that can create a lot of leverage. Although I do think that Europe in general is very untouched. Same with the States. Like the States is like it hasn't, like, it's so wide open. Healy is so wide open in the world right now. But yeah, so that's what I would say is like, think, just starting out with a list. I mean, just a simple list and really writing down, I mean, I like to, I mean, I have my own ways that I train people who tend to be like more in my kind of community of like moms and, but I really start with the question, like, who do I know that is really seeking a financial transformation? Who do I know that might be praying for like a new way in their life? Because, and then I'll write, and then I just sit there and I just write like 100 names.
Right.
And opening it up from that side rather than thinking like, who's the biggest influencer that if I say the right thing to them, they're going to say yes to me. It's like, we want to find the people who have like already made a huge decision that they're not willing to keep going. I mean, people are now, especially, I feel like there's this whole sensation where so many people are outgrowing what they've been doing, right? And maybe that's why you guys are here too.
Right.
But that feeling of like I made it, like I did the thing that I was dreaming of, and now I feel like suffocated by it. I feel tight. I feel like I don't have like this, expansion. And so looking for the people who are wanting to expand into the next place in their life, like who are seeking that, who are looking for that.
Sarah, can I say something quickly? It's just like, know, I feel that in terms like very often when people actually use a Healy, this is when they understand it makes sense to me, And so what I started doing is like ordering a few extra Healys, but maybe this answers your question for influencers. I think that, the typical thing with influencers, people send them like products, right? And so I have like 2 Healys now that I'm lending. I'm giving it to somebody and then to another person so they can try it. And then I help them like, hey, this is how it's used. So that might be one of the strategies.
Could be one.
Yeah, because then they can really feel it. And when you feel it, it's like, wow, like how crazy is this, right? And then it's easier for them it's just giving them like, can you try it? It's for free, try it, maybe that would be.
That would be,
That's why the fast start is something that everyone should achieve and get their free Healy device. And the highest one you can get is the Resonance Plus edition. And then, that can be used to be lent out. So you don't have to pay for it. You can get one for free. And so duplicating that is getting everyone that you bring in to fast start qualify, get as much cash as possible up front and get the free device. And that device then can be used to lend out. And just to touch on everything Sarah said as well, like when I meant find influencers and people like this, I'm of course first talking about your warm market. Don't start going to people you've never spoken to. We all know people that are doing quite well or have a large network. But just with everything I said there, generally we share information with everyone. Why? Because the people that you think have all the qualifications, the skills to do this won't do anything. And then there's going to be people like Sarah that have never been in industry, or like myself, didn't understand this industry existed, or I was working in supply chain in warehouse, never sold anything, but I exploded so quickly because I was so hungry, I was so committed, I was so dedicated that I just became unstoppable. And you'll find these people, and they're the ones that'll surprise you, where you sometimes what we do is we say, oh, that person's not going to do anything. And then they become your rock star. They become your big leader. So don't discount anyone, and don't think that all these influencers, all these successful people are going to really do anything or see the vision or understand. So a lot of the time what we're doing here is having conversations, right? And that's how, if you just, and this is from a learning perspective as well. When I started, I just bombard people with messages, and that's just annoying the shit out of them. You get blocked. This is just something that you may even go through. It's a perfect normal learning curve. There's no wrong message. There's no right message. We can definitely help you, to find the right words. But it's ultimately about having conversations. And sort of 2 ways that I think works quite well is finding a solution to someone's problem. Right now, if you know someone that, for example, hates their job, if you know someone that's, got a successful business, but they're really stressed, don't have enough time to spend with their family, they have a problem that you know of. And how do you know the problem? Well, you have conversations with them. They will tell you their problem. Hey, how are you going? And sometimes people tell you their problem. And then if they have a problem, you can show them the solution. And the solution is Healy. If they're not sleeping well, I have something that, has helped this person, help that person. So you find their problem and you give them the solution. They're more likely then to, of course, be open to it and take a look at it. Sometimes what we do is we throw someone a solution without knowing the problem. and then they just put up this barrier, not interested. So if you find a problem, show them a solution. That is one way that it can work really well. The other way is the asking for help, right? And this is a bit of a, when you have these influencers or very successful people, I call it stroke their ego a little bit. You reach out and say, you know, I recognize you're very successful in this, you're doing so well, blah, blah, blah. Give them a lot of compliments. And then you ask, is it okay if I share something with you that I'm very excited about? I just want your feedback, or I want your opinion on, and then they will have a look at the information. And what are we doing here? It's about having someone have a look at the information, right? Because once they had a look at it, then from there, they might get triggered to, oh, this is actually quite interesting, and they want to know more. And then it can become a discussion point from there. So asking for help works really well as well. Just asking for an opinion, because the aim is ultimately to get them to look at the information.
Yeah.
Hope that's helpful.
Yeah, it helps. Thank you. But the thing is, like, once you get like their attention, like, okay, like, hey, can I share something with you? Like, and he says, okay, like, yeah, I'm open to listen what you're about to say. This is like me. I like to have, like, I don't know, on a paper, on whatever, like a strong, quick, short message that they understand very quick. Watch Healy and watch the business. Okay, I want to hear more about it. Let's make like a webinar or something where I can listen more about that. That's the thing, because how I feel, me, I like to make the things like in a massive way. I don't like to go like one by one. Hey, I have this. Let me share with you. So I take like 30 minutes to explain what's Healy, what's the compensation. Then we make the webinar. Me, the guy I have, Alex, we stay there for another 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and then once we finish the webinar, they're gonna have some questions. I will solve up the questions. So that takes like 2-3 hours in 2-3 days, and that's a lot of time. I don't want to. I want to make it like easier, faster, and in a massive way. So if I ask you, like, is there any massive way where you can get people, like, I don't know, by making an advertisement in the internet and putting them in a webinar, then in this webinar we make like, I don't know, we make like a kind of a funnel sales where people will start like, they start like 100 people, and by the steps we go with the webinar, people, they will leave the Zoom, and the people, they stay until the end. They are, because they are interested in that. And then we can make, like, because me, Paco, David, we work like as a closer, like sales closer. So not like me, more them, like they used to work with some CEOs that they made these webinars, and when people, they are interested in getting into, I don't know, like this formation or whatever, first they have to pass through the sales closer, and the sales closers, they are like the professionals that they make sure that they will help them to make the right decision, which is get into this formation. So I don't know if you have ever done like something similar than that, like make like, I don't know, advertisement where people, they get just like how do you say, like, no me sale la palabra ahora. They get like, see, well, they get like image, or they get like an impression talking about Healy, the business plan. Oh, let's subscribe to this webinar. They get into, and it's going to be like a 30 minutes, 45 minutes webinar where people, they just listen. And then we can, all of them, we tell them, hey, this product is not for everyone. This business plan is not for everyone. If you are interested, you will have to talk first with this guy, this whatever, and then they talk with me, they talk with Paco, they talk with David, they talk with whoever, and we're gonna make the close. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because
there's totally, I mean, so that's I think, I mean, people approach this business model from all different kinds of ways, and it sounds like you guys have a lot of skill set and genius in that, and absolutely, like, that is a way. And actually Peter has another guy, Adrian, who has been doing just that, right, Peter? And he's been setting up, he's been working on a whole funnel, and he's above us as well in the binary. So he might be a really great person for you guys to connect with and to meet, and to see exactly, like, he spent a long time like really working on creating a whole sales funnel just around Healy. So, but I mean, what you're describing of creating a webinar and then I mean, that's a perfect strategy. That's great. So what would you guys need? And actually, I wanted to like touch on one quick thing that Peter said as well to give you guys kind of like an idea. And I'm totally hearing you, all of you, like, I want to do this fast. I want to do this huge. I want to get this in front of as many people as possible right away. And so there's that element, which is getting as many people the information as possible at the beginning. And then there's also, I just wanted to give you guys like one more image, which is this fast start piece. Because it's not just about getting them to buy. I just want to give you kind of, so the fast start, if you haven't already done it for yourself, that's where you want to start. And that includes, that basically is like selling 4 devices within your first, like by the end of this month, and then getting a free device. Now, why is that important? Because the way that this business model self-perpetuates, meaning the way that it keeps paying you, even when you stop doing those webinars, is it's all about people hitting fast start, who then turn around and teach their people how to hit fast start. So if you think about like Taryn or Max, who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month without doing, like, without having more people in their personal webinars or more, you know, like more sales calls or whatever, it's because they have hundreds of people every single month hitting fast start. So it's really about these basic modules, like this basic. So it's not just about selling it to them. It's also about teaching them how to be able to teach the simple piece of turning around and helping someone do the same thing. So I just kind of wanted to bring that in because I think that's a big difference between, like, you know, sales and network marketing. So we can talk more about that. But in terms of what I'd love to hear from you is like, and I'm gonna have to jump off in a minute, but I'd love to hear from you, like, what are you guys, just quickly, because I have no idea, like, what are you guys selling? What is your business, and how are you running your own business right now? And then what would you need in order to be able to start setting up these kinds of sales funnels, and start like filling them with people?
The thing, like, I'm trying to compare. For example, we made this formation. It was called like sales closer. So basically, what I first seen, it was I don't know if it was on YouTube or Facebook. I don't remember where. They impressed us with this. They start talking about like a pain, like, I don't know, the message they sent to us. It was a pain that people like, hey, are you into the sales business, and I don't know, you don't know how to close the business, or a lot of, I don't know, they start talking about possible pains from a lot of people, right? So we first have to identify what pains people have that they will try to enter in this business, so the pain is not going to be there anymore. So I don't know, that's the first advertisement, the first impression that people will get into the webinar. Like, hey, we have this secret, we have this business, we have this that will destroy this pain forever. Blah, they get into. So then we have to prepare this webinar that it can be like for 1 day, or it can be in 2 days. There are like different strategies that we can do. So these 2 webinars, like 2 days webinar, they're going to be like a presentation where we know like an structure that we've been working with a lot of CEOs from different business, that they know like how to follow. First talking about the pain, then they talk about how it's going to become their life once they get into this business, and once they will make this much profit. And then all of them, they have to pass, like, if they want to get into this business, it's not going to be easy for them. We're going to put this difficult for them. They will have to like have this call, have this meeting with a guy that they will identify if they are people, how do you say, like, prepare, or they are people that they will fit in this kind of business. So we say like, hey, you're not gonna choose us, I'm gonna choose you. So we're gonna find like different ways to make it like that.
Perfect.
And yeah, that's a thing. I don't know, Paco, David, if what I'm saying, you're, I don't know, you are, well, we talked with them already. Okay, we're not used to speaking English between us. It's always in Spanish, but that's the thing. I was really thinking to do it, because then once we find like the right presentation, we find the right funnel, so we can like by an automatic way putting people in this webinar. I don't know. It's like it's a way where massively we can, I don't know, get as many people as we can, and we can
Yeah.
help a lot in the close
Yeah. And
part.
then the cool thing about doing that type of funnel is then you have a tool for all the people that you then choose, that to do the bit, like that you run them through the call to like see if you want to hire them basically, or like work with them. Then you can give them the steps right there. And I have a system that I created that you guys may want to modify or like recreate, which is it's called the board. It's a boards app, so it like goes step by step. Like these are your steps: step 1, step 2. Like number 1, get in, put the calls into the weekly calls into your calendar. Number 2, like define why you're here. Number 3, like this is how you talk to people. Blah blah blah. But we can create, we can help you create like a whole system so that once they say yes and you say yes to them, then you can plug them in, and then they can start bringing their people and putting them straight into your funnel that you've already created.
Yep.
So that same webinar that you're running for your people, your people's people, like everyone can come to that webinar. Or when you find somebody who's a leader in their own, like, they're like, oh, I've already been doing network marketing, like me. Like I came in and I was like, I'm creating my own system. Like I know how to do this. Like I know what I want my culture to be of my team. Like I know what I want to create. And I just created like my whole own system. And you guys probably have a very different, obviously like different language, different culture, all the things. But that's the beauty here, is that you guys can take this, you can take who you are and how you like to work and what feels good and powerful for you, and you can marry it to Healy.
Yeah.
And Healy is just like the thing, it's like the thing that you work with. But then if you have other people that come in who are, let's say you have like an influencer who's like a nutrition specialist or whatever, or like a health person,
actually
they can create their own funnel.
Yeah, once we do like this kind of advertisement and we publish this anywhere, it can enter like a potential lead, like a normal one, or it can also be an influencer. It can also be like
exactly,
I don't know, anyone. And I don't know, that's a thing. One thing that we can do is we can make a meeting like Paco, me, and David, and also like talk about this, like what exactly do we need, what do we need, like
what
to
tools?
make exactly what tools or what information do we need to make it like that. Because I don't know, I think like there are like different ways that we've been talking this like in this meeting, but that's a way that it won't take, actually it will take us time, like for a short time, because once we do like this launching and we do this webinar, it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3 days, like with a lot of calls and a lot of people, where we're gonna try to close these people. But then it's gonna be again like for 1 week, 10 days, it's gonna be like more advertisement. People will join into the webinar for the, I don't know, in 1 week, 1 week and a half, whatever, and then it's gonna be the webinar, like the launching, and then we do also the close. That's
great.
like,
then,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really great strategy. So here's what I would invite you guys to do is, start to map it out. What, what story do you want to tell? And you may even want to consider doing one that's more about Healy itself. Like you could do 2. You could do one that's just products. Like this is an incredible product, and like, you guys need to have this in your life. And then you could do one that's like a business. Yeah, more business. And then, you can evergreen it and you can run it. Are you thinking about doing like Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, like, or
we'll I don't know, we will see.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's like, I don't have any experience with paid advertisement. Everything I've ever done has always been just
Yeah.
organic
I mean,
social
it-
media?
I was going to add, pretty much every top leader in Healy is not doing anything like this. Just putting it out there. This isn't the only way to make a lot of money. It's definitely an amazing skill set to have and to get as many leads as you can in. If you're good at that, for sure, do it. Make it happen. But the one thing I will say is that, yeah, me, Sarah, Max, the global master distributor, Taryn, we have not really used any of these tools or done any advertising. It's all just been word of mouth. And with all that, we've got to understand what this business model is. It's a duplication business model. The easier you make it and the easier it is for people to come in, because another thing is that what people do is they look at you and they look, can I do this? And they reflect on what you're doing. And if you're like an expert and you are doing things in a very complicated way, they'll mentally think, I can't do what he's doing. I can't do what she's doing. But if you do create this system, like Sarah said, create it in a way where, you know, as soon as you bring someone in, they can use your system to plug their people in and their leads and to grow. Because ultimately, by creating something like this, what can happen and what tends to happen is you become a big enroller, meaning you want to enroll a lot of people, sell a lot of Healys, but you're going wide and you're not going deep. And so you just got to be mindful that the way to make the big money is going deep, is you introducing someone that's going to introduce someone that's going to introduce someone, and so on, thousands of levels down. So just wanted to, you know, put that out there, to be mindful how you go about it. And for me, like, all I did is simply message someone, ask a conversation. I did something similar to Sarah. I asked them, are you aware of Bruce Lipton, you know, Joe Dispenza? Are you aware of frequencies, energy, vibration? And they say yes. And then I go, well, you know, I've got something that I would love to share with you. And then it was just a 6-minute video. Easy, that's it. And from there, I would take the conversation, I get on the phone and then start, you know, conversing and taking it further. But yes, I do have someone that is building a full system. I mean, he's been building this for more than 6 months. He's got full-time employees he's paying, building it. He's spent tens of thousands of dollars. It hasn't gone live yet. It was supposed to go live like 2 months ago, but he's still just finalizing it. But yeah, he's very good at this. He's done this before. He's been in network marketing. Now, you guys are in his downline, so potentially, you know, I mean, he's created endless videos, endless things. Perhaps maybe I can see if he can share stuff, or once his system is live, if you guys want to maybe, see what he's doing. But again, he's built it in a way where he's going to be able to duplicate that and give it to anyone in his team that will use the full system. So, like I said, the one key thing to understand is this is a duplication business. And so if you can create a system that can easily be used by anyone in your entire organization, doesn't matter if it's on your first level, someone you personally introduce, or someone on your 100th level, that's where you can go crazy and explode very quickly.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to jump off, you guys. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure to meet all of you guys. David, Paul, Paco, muchas gracias por estar acá. Tengo que seguir en mi viaje a hacer mi pasaporte, que
Muy bien.
está vencido, pero sí, un placer. Y cualquier cosa, preguntas, estamos acá para apoyar a ustedes y ayudar a ustedes a hacer, realmente creer lo que quieren, como vivir en tu vida, ¿no?
Hi everyone, thanks for your time. But I have some question. How can we automate this business as soon as possible? I think is the main question, and I think the best way is to mix influencer, people, leadership, and to earn money at the same time, and mix the strategy. But in your experience, Peter, that's the main question, I think, for everyone.
How to automate it? Well, the thing with this business model, it's an automation business model by design, by default. I'm doing nothing right now. My business is fully automated. But it's taken me time to get here, and it's taken me 7 years in the industry to get here. And that's building my skill set, building my network. And then when I got into Healy, I moved very quickly. But yeah, again, and this is something that you guys really need to understand, that it's not just what you do. You could literally bring in 2 people and make $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's it. You could. Now, as easy as that sounds, you got to find those 2 people. And this is the hard bit, is you could sign up 100 people, you can bring in 100 people and they'll do nothing. And so that's why this business is no way to fail. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep sharing, you will find those people that will go out there and will see the vision, will be, hungry to change their life, like Sarah, like myself, like many other people that started with nothing, had no experience. But yes, automating it, I mean, yes, if you guys can create a system or a way where you don't have to do the messaging and reach out to people, if you can have them coming to you, that's a beautiful thing that you can achieve. And, I mean, to start off with, you don't even need to do anything like that. A simple, easy way is to use your social media. Like that's what I did, is to just post on my personal Facebook. And this is a bit of a strategy you can use as well, different strategies, but that's how you can get people to come to you and ask you, hey, what's this thing you're talking about? Or what's this thing you're doing? But then other than that, yes, you can start to advertise and get in front of a lot of people, not just your warm network, not just your personal sort of connections. But yeah, and then other than that, then creating, like I said, a system of automation where as soon as someone does get started, then you have videos or training to help them use their Healy. If they're interested in the business, to help them understand the compensation plan, all these things. Generally speaking, network marketing companies do offer a lot of training, a lot of tools, a lot of things to help. But Healy is still relatively young. It's still a sort of startup phase. And so they are building all their systems, all their tools that will allow us to, do this more easy and seamlessly, but that's still a work in progress at the moment. So to automate it, like I said, yes, if you create things to a funnel of get people through, qualify them, because, a lot of the time, of course, you guys understand sales, you're wasting time a lot of the time. So if you qualify them, and yes, you do what Paul said, you take it away from them, so to speak. You can't do this. We have to make sure that, you're qualified. That's one way, I guess, of automating it more. But again, like I said, by design, this is a pure automation business, is because once you get people started and you help them understand the basics, they just go by themselves and start to do it and start to do it by themselves. It's just that initial getting them started part, helping them get going.
The thing is that for me, like to make people that they will start like into this business, I like to make for them like as easy as possible. I want to give them like the homework done. Look, that's what you have, that's the tools you have, and that's how you have to use it. That's it. Yeah. Because right now, like even though Alex, she has explained us like a lot of things and we have a lot of information, I'm still a little bit lost, like because there are a lot of videos, there are a lot of informations like PDF, long PDF, 30 pages, like whatever. I don't know, people like influencers and people that they like, I don't know, to get into that like fast, that they will like smell like a possible business. They want something like quick, like the tools done. Look, I give you this and I will show you how to use this to get more people. That's it. That's the thing.
Maybe with a landing page with a lot of information, webinars, video.
I don't know, something that I can tell people. Look, I bring people and I tell them, look this video, and by only watching a video, they know already everything. Or look, get into this landing page. They will get into the landing page, and by only like reading a page or 2 pages, they will understand everything in the business. And hey, I want to get right now into that.
There's, like I said, if you guys are good at that, which sounds like you've done it before, you understand how it works. I mean, I have another guy in my team, in my organization. He does use landing pages. He uses chat bots, like chat bots. They automatically send out messages, mass messages to a lot of people. I think, yeah, he's got a capture page, landing page. There are people using these things, and yeah, it works, of course. And yeah, if you're good at something like that, for sure. Like for me, I've never done this. So for me, it's something that I would have to hire someone or learn it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this is something that I will use now because I'm trying to look like for people, but that's the things I'm gonna give to the guys that they will come through me. Look, yeah. I use this for you. Now I'm giving you this so you can use it for other people, and then you can give this to the other people. And that's like, I don't know, because with the 3, 4, 5 people that I talked to, they, I don't know, they thought, let's say, or they realized that there are a lot of things to do. They I don't know, it will take like a lot of time to them to find people and explain them things and a lot of things. So I just want to make things easier for everyone.
Yeah.
I know like people that they are busy, and when people they work on some projects or some on another business, they want to waste them, like in the beginning, they want to waste like, or they want to take the less time they can.
Of course. Yeah. That's why I said, like, if you can find a duplicatable system, and that's what I said, ultimately, all I did and still sort of do is I send people a 6-minute video. Now, that's something that anyone can do. But yes, if you can create a landing page that explains Healy, the product, the opportunity as quickly as possible, because that's another thing, right? Today, we live in an age where people have attention span of a goldfish. They can't watch a video that's very long, right? If it's half an hour, if it's probably past half an hour, it's probably too long. They'll just close it. So you have to find a way where you can get the information as quickly, as efficiently as possible across to them. And yeah, if you can create that and then hand it to anyone and everyone that comes into your team organization, yeah, it should go quickly. It should scale quickly and grow quickly for sure.
Okay, Peter. We can offer rather than devices a great opportunity for job, for get a job. Maybe it's another strategy. Maybe what do you prefer? Because you know, the situation in Spain is everybody knows network marketing, but everybody prefer work in other thing than network marketing. And I think it's a good strategy for me and for everyone to introduce Healy like a opportunity to get a good job. I mean,
when you say job to me normally means you're working for someone and you're getting paid an hourly wage or a contract. So what do you mean by a job?
Yeah, a great opportunity to get a fast money without physically in the office.
Well, that's not really a job, but yeah, I get what you're saying. And this is I'm actually, like I said, building a training on the compensation plan, which includes the fast start. Right now, there's an easy way to show someone how to make $3,000 in like 3,000 euro in like 2 months. And this is something where maybe you can advertise. You want to make $3,000 in 2 months, right? For example, and then you show them exactly how. Sell 4 Healys in 2 months, and you basically make $3,000 plus you get a free Healy worth 2,000 euro. So you basically make 3,000 cash plus get a free Healy worth 2,000. So ultimately it's 5,000 euro worth. And this is something that, yeah, is easy for people to comprehend, to see, to understand exactly what they can make, and it can duplicate. So this is the point of the fast start. It's something that is crucial for everyone to do and get their free Healy, earn as much money, because in the fast start period is where you can earn as much money as possible because there's incentive bonuses. And so there's an example of how you can say, you want to make $3,000 in 2 months? Here's how. And that's something, you know, instead of trying to explain the business, how it works, sometimes people see figures, easy for them to understand.
It's easy because like nowadays,
even though we've been like in some meetings like between us and we have the compensation plan and everything, we still don't know. Like I still don't know how many Heelys or what do I have to do if I want to get 3,000, 4,000,
Yeah,
5,000. I don't know. I don't even know like if I want to make like 1,000 euros. It happens that it's for me, for David, for Paco, like we still don't know. And even like with Diana that we had this meeting, the same, like we explained her the compensation plan, the bonuses, like how they work and everything. But today she was still asking me like, hey Paul, I still don't know, like what do I have to do if I want to get paid that much?
No, this is the problem, I guess, of when you haven't been in this industry, coming into the industry and trying to understand the compensation plan and saying, okay, how do I make 10,000? How do I do this? It's not easy to explain because there's just so many ways we earn, so many ways we get paid. And, you know, depends how many Heelys you sell, depends which ones you sell. Then if you sell a certain amount, then you start to earn more, an extra 10% on top. So, but like I said, I have found a way to explain in an easy way how to make $3,000 as, you know, within 2 months. I mean, you can make it in the first month, but, you know, in that period of 2 months, you can make 3,000 euros, sorry, euro, saying dollars. It's nearly 1 for 1 anyway. But yeah, that's an easy way to bring someone in. And then once they make that 3,000 euro, then from there, you know, you can explain more the compensation plan, the bigger earnings and everything. But I suppose at the beginning, it is hard to get people started, but yeah, that I suppose could work well, and you could create something to bring people in and show them easy steps and easy, clear figures.
Peter, if I show like the different levels, like in the back office, like all the different ranks, like do we know like the range of what they earn per rank, more or less, roughly?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And unfortunately, the short answer is no.
Yeah.
And generally, companies do have an indication because they have history, they have data. So they can look at everything and go, okay, the average earning per this rank is roughly this much. But with Healy, the compensation plan that we currently have only started last year in July. And there was a transition period. So there was like compensation, when it clicked over from old compensation plan to this new one, it's a sort of a transition period where the full compensation plan wasn't even live yet. So this part came in and this part. So we don't have any history or data to really say, okay, this rank is earning roughly this much. So it's going to take some time for them to be able to provide such details. So, I mean, like I said, I can provide mine. I can try and ask the company if they have something. But like I said, it's very challenging because it's still so new that there's not enough history to make. But you can use me as an example. There's Taryn, you know, what ranks we are and what we're making. Other than that, yeah, it's not a clear, easy, unfortunately, saying this rank this much, this rank this much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, learning by doing. I mean, I see how much I earn and I understand like that, and I just continue. Like the key is to just like keep on growing the team and see what happens. Like at this point is like learning by doing basically, and just like looking at the ranks and like going up.
Yeah. And, you know, I suppose that what we need to try and get people to understand here is the power of this business model and not be so focused on the income. The income will happen and will follow if we just do the basic things here. What are we doing? Is we're sharing Healy. That's the product and the business. That's it. They'll say yes, they'll say no. You go to the next person. And just by doing that, you'll start to slowly grow and grow your network, your organization. And as there's more and more sales happening in your entire organization, your income will start to grow. Now, at what rank, at what level do you reach 6 figures? It's too hard to tell because it depends what those people underneath you are doing, how hard they're working, how many Heelys they're selling, which ones are they selling. But if you get the concept of leverage, and what we're doing here is we're earning a little bit of every single person in our organization. And that's the power of this business model. And when you sort of get that, yeah, some people get it instantly, some people struggle with it. But it's hard to give exact figures because there's just so many variables. And like I said, over time, there will be a history that we can look at and go, okay, roughly on average, this is what this rank is making right now. Yeah, it's not really there.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you have any more questions, David, or
Yeah, I think at the beginning, the most important thing is to teach leadership people, because if you don't teach this kind of people, you can grow in. Is the best way at the same time, because we can choose influencer people, but if we have a team without teaching, I think it's in the long. Sorry for my English, but because I have time without speaking English, but I think the best important thing at the beginning is to teach leadership people. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to find people that, like I said, are hungry, and that sometimes not even influencers. They sometimes will do nothing. They'll say, oh yeah, this is great, and then they literally do nothing. I mean, I've brought in so many people into this business. I was excited. I'm like, oh my God, this person's gonna go crazy. And they do nothing. And then, like I said, there's people like Sarah, who's just a mum that was hungry and did what she needed to do. I mean, for me, for example, when I started industry, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm a completely different person now because I spent a lot of time and money on self-development, on growing my mind, growing my skill set. And I was just very hungry, and I just kept going. I didn't care that people said no, and no just drove me more to find people to say yes. But like I said, if you can find a way, a system that's easily duplicatable, that can bring you leads, that can help train people, guide people, you can very quickly move. I mean, if I can do it, and if I've done it without a system, if pretty much nearly all the top leaders, all the top earners in Healy are doing it without this, if you guys find a way to create a system to bring in a lot of leads, qualify a lot of leads, help guide them, train them, you'll get to places even quicker, right? So it can only benefit, it can only help. You can do it without it, but yeah, if you can do that, yeah, it's only gonna explode it a lot quicker.
Okay, Peter, thank you for your tips and for your time.
It's no problem. I'm here to help, right? So if you guys need anything anytime. Oh, by the way, everything you plan on doing, are you planning on doing it English, Spanish, both? What's the plans?
For me, it's not a problem. For the Paco, it's better in Spain, but we can explain them because. But it's possible to learn English, to teach English to Paco also, with also Vance or with me. But in this case, both languages at the same time is okay, because Paco don't understand too much, but then we will explain.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm here to help. So if you guys need someone that speaks English, or if you need some translation, or if you need something, not just me, but we have other people that can help. And like I said, I've got that guy Adrian who has built this full system, and his English is very poor as well, so he had to find English speaking people. I mean, he's used Taryn's my sponsor who brought me in, and so she's on a lot of the videos, and some of those videos maybe you guys can use, for example, for English, if you decide to do English speaking content. But I think it would be beneficial because obviously English is the most spoken language in the world. But if you guys can go crazy with the Spanish, and like Sarah said, in Mexico is huge. It's one of the biggest markets in this industry. If you guys can find some good people that start to get to work, you could really have an entire country underneath you. What I mean by that is, for example, right now in Australia, if anyone purchases a Healy, they're more than likely going to be in my organization and my downline, because my team over there is so big now that it's just all going to be under me now. So if you can find, and like Sarah said, there is no country yet really on this planet that is saturated. So that means that, you know, there's a lot of people and the opportunity is sort of finished. USA, the biggest market, is still, there's no real big leader there, to be honest. So that's still open. I mean, Sarah's there, but you know, it's every country is still a huge opportunity. And if you can get the entire country underneath you by exploding it quickly, and you know, Mexico's not even open yet. So yeah, if you guys can create Spanish content, capture the Americas, the, you know, South America, the Latin market, there's a huge opportunity there.
Okay. I think if
Peter,
we can.
one quick question.
Okay, Paul.
Joder. Es que no me funciona muy bien.
One thing, Peter, I think if we can put in the video both languages, English and Spanish, we can get more people, because many people only speak Spanish, but in general we can speak both languages at the same time. But how easy to more people we can't get more people.
Yeah, no, great idea to have it in both languages, or even these days, I think you can find some tools that can add, you know, captions and can translate the video. So that's another idea. But yeah, I think creating it in both languages is definitely beneficial, because USA, the biggest market, Canada, which is not even open as well, is another market that's going to come online. You know, there's obviously some big English-speaking markets. But yeah, like I said, there's Spanish, the Latin Americas, South America, there isn't one country yet that's open. We'll start with Mexico, and then, so, you know, like I said, there's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if Paul wants to say something. Sure.
Es que no vea muy bien, el internet, no sé por qué, aquí en casa.
Te oímos, pero no te vemos.
Eso es porque está en Barcelona, ¿no? ¿O qué?
Ahora no te oímos. No sé.
The internet in Barcelona, so. Peter.
No, I mean like internet here. Like I'm at my parents' house and it's not working very well. But I just wanted to ask, because can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who is Roberto Peña?
Me, I think I've heard the name, maybe.
Or at least. Because today I have like this, let's say like this coach, it's not a coach, I'm into this program with a guy, and he works like with also like a lot of CEOs and people that have like businesses and things. And today I tried to explain him about Healy, and he knew already this product, and he knows the guy, like the Spanish guy that it was the first Spanish guy that brought this product to Spain. And he's getting paid like 40 or 50,000 per month, something like that. That's what he told me. I don't know.
In Healy.
Roberto, he's like, yeah, he brought Healy in Spain. He said he was like the first guy he brought Healy in Spain.
What's his name? Roberto
I think Roberto Peña with P-E-N Peña.
I haven't heard of him. And I know most of the top leaders that are making a lot of money. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not familiar with the name. No, but yeah, there's always going to be someone. There's always going to be a person that I suppose takes Healy. Like Taryn, for example, is the one that exploded Healy in Australia, and she was the one that you know, took it there, so to speak. And yeah, Spain has been open for a while, and of course, obviously someone has a large team organization there, but it's still for the size that the country is and for how many people. I mean, globally, there's, I think from what I heard last, is like 400,000 members now, accounts. Now, that doesn't reflect how many people purchased, because, for example, I've created about 5 different accounts. So not really relative to real accounts. I mean, the vision of Marcus Schmieke, who's the founder and the quantum physicist behind the product and everything, his vision is to have a Healy in 100 million homes around the world. That's his vision. And we're nowhere near that. Like, we haven't even hit, we've hit 0.1%, I think, overall. So it's just an incredible opportunity. But no, I haven't heard of that name. So yeah, he could be doing very well there. Yes, but doesn't mean you can't overtake him.
I'm going. It's okay to say. Like, I mean, I was just curious because I don't know. It was like a big casualty that this guy that I'm work with, he's also working with, like, he's helping like another guy, like that he's into the Healy business. I don't know. Like, I was just curious. Like, this guy, they help. I mean, he's helping to be like more productive and more efficient, like with your time and with your organization and planification. And he's working like directly with this guy called Robert that he is into the Healy business. So I don't know. I'm just gonna ask, like, I don't know. Maybe I get his number and I'm just gonna chat with him, with this Roberto. I don't know. Let's see what he says.
You can, generally speaking. Sometimes people maybe not going to share too much if they're in another team organization because they see it as competition. But yeah, for sure, you can reach out and see. I'm just going to say something. Oh yeah, and this brings me to a point of how this business model works and how, like I said, Healy, I think, is going to be one of those companies that's going to explode and be a multi-billion-dollar company. And it's going to be around a lot of people you know. So what I mean by that is, and this is something I say to people, I guess, you either do this and you share it with people around you that you know, or someone else will, like me. And I'll get the benefit, I'll get paid, and you're going to miss out. But as simple as that. It's one of those things where I see Healy it's something that I think the world is ready for, and it's exploding and growing. And I think it will become a household name, like a lot of other big brands like Apple. And Healy's just getting started. I mean, we've got so much coming and so many other add-ons. I mean, there's another product that's going to release in July that's still working with sort of frequencies and things. So yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to meet people around you. You're going to tell them about Healy and say, yeah, I'm already doing it. I'm like, shit, I should have told you first.
Yeah. Okay, I think we covered a lot today. Thank you so much, Peter. This is really like super valuable. I think what Sarah mentioned as well. The recording will be shown first. Yeah. We can hear.
You're very welcome, and I am here to help. Like I said, with anything you need, I'll do my best. By all means, I'm no expert in this. I've just learned a lot, across the time of doing this, across the years. I'm no expert at doing this, probably more than some of you guys. I mean, if you're good at selling, you're really good at this. It's just then understanding how this sort of works, follow the compensation plan, and that's. But yeah, anything, just reach out anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. And nice to meet you.
Thanks for your time, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Very welcome. Very welcome. And yeah, again, we'll finish off with that. Let me know if you need anything. And like I said, I'll try and find out from that member under me with his system. I mean, I actually might use it when he launches it. I might want it for myself, and I'll pay him as well. But yeah, if you can create these systems, yeah, you can exploit very quickly. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna make a meeting and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, guys.
Beautiful.
Right.
Thank
Okay,
you so
well,
much.
again, it's
Audition.
great to
Yes.
connect. Great to connect, and have a great day. I believe day.
Evening.
Evening.
It's day for
Thank
me.
you.
You